It is 5 p.m. Eastern on the dot. Few good things to talk to you about tonight. I'm going to give you a second to hop on here. Sitting on my couch. This is a new location for me, hanging out with the dog. So, first things first, an administrative item. So anyone who's already bought Cycle Poet Method already knows all this, but for those of you who are kind of on the fence, maybe you signed up for the wait list and you decided not to buy, I've talked to a lot of people and I've heard from a lot of you that you would prefer an option where there's no coaching. You just want access to all the material, all the details about the method, how to do it yourself. So, and I've heard that from a lot of people. So there's going to be now two options for the Cycle Poet Method. If you are interested in something a little bit lower priced, where you're strictly getting the resources and the materials, the recordings of the webinars and the workbooks, but zero coaching, so no access to me via email with questions, no access to the coaching calls or Facebook group or any of that stuff, all you want is the materials, I'm going to have an option for you. I put it up on the website. You can check out the details. It's going to be $97 if you wait until August. If you get it earlier, $67. So huge price cut from the $297 of the original value. That the original value still stands. That includes coaching. So if you want to hop on calls with me, if you want to troubleshoot like specific things that are individual to you, then the coaching option is what you're going to want, because you will have no access to me via phone calls or emails if you just do the DIY. So I want to make that clear. One has coaching, one does not. $297, $67. Okay? So you can check out all the details. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'll send an email out as well to remind you, but you can check them all out in the link that I posted in the caption of this video. I want to hop on into our Hoerner happy hour. We had 2 questions for today. And if you have questions as we go, feel free to post a comment. I'll get to it. Our first question was from Wendy, I believe. And she was asking about Tabata. So Tabata in cycling, Tabata in general, so I'm a trainer as well, for those of you who don't know that about me. And there are a lot of people who use Tabata, not just in cycling, but in any sort of boot camp or really any kind of fitness. Tabata has become kind of the end-all be-all. It's a great way to learn how to run a class because it's very structured. So if you're new to teaching, I understand why people do it. But calling it Tabata is not necessarily fair, because Tabata is meant to be a complete all-out workout, and it's done in 4 minutes. So for those of you who are familiar with Tabata, or for those of you who aren't, Tabata is a 4-minute all-out, 20-second on, 10-second off for 8 rounds, and it's usually done after a very long warm-up. So 10 to 15 minutes warming up, maybe some hills if you're on a bike to really get those muscles working, and then a 4-minute hardcore Tabata, maybe even later in the class. So you really have to have your muscles worked up when you're doing a Tabata the right way. So I think where people get a little tripped up is you'll see a class that might just be straight Tabata, so maybe like 8 rounds of Tabatas, and that's fine, but they're not really Tabatas, because let's be real, for 45 minutes to an hour, people can't go all out in that many intervals. It just can't happen. So really what it is it's Tabata time sequence, but it's not Tabata, which is fine. Again, I don't know that you want to do that with your class anyways, because there's not that much you can do. But for Wendy, to answer your question, you were looking for options for how to kind of mix up a Tabata. You can really do anything if you think about it in terms of a time sequence. If you're thinking about it in terms of the real Tabata, like an all-out effort, there's not too much you can change. You really want, heavy resistance. They're really pushing the probably out in third, really trying to hit a high power number. You can't really do it too many other ways if you're trying to really work their heart rate. If you're just using the time sequence of a Tabata and you want to vary it a lot, you can do it as you would any other interval, changing resistance, changing cadence, going for a certain percentage of their power threshold, whatever it may be. But you can really do whatever you want there, moving positions around. There's a lot of options. But again, I don't know that it's Tabata that you're looking for. It might just be regular old intervals. So do some research on that. You can Google just the history of Tabata, where it started, what it really is, and kind of the misunderstandings, the myths about it. You might be surprised to learn some stuff there. And the second question we had was from Mary. She's going for her Mad Dog spinning certification in New York, I believe, end of June, and she wanted some advice. So anyone who's on who did Mad Dog spinning, I did, and I'll give my advice, but I would love for you guys to hop in here if you have anything to add. I did mine ages ago, and I've done additional continuing ed certifications, but the original certification, it's been a while. So from what I remember, it's a long day. It's probably 9 hours or so, and you do 2 pretty long rides during that time. There's usually a master instructor running it who's very well educated in the spinning realm. So remember, again, that's spinning. So that's a very particular type of cycling. It's kind of the Johnny G, the old school method. So if you're in a gym that teaches, dancing on the bike or anything upper body on the bike, they're probably going to tell you that that's wrong. So just be aware of that. And in terms of how to prepare, just make sure you bring everything you need, because that will be step 1. So wear workout clothes and sneakers, bring an extra pair of clothes, bring your cycling shoes if you have them. If you don't, I would recommend getting them. It would be a good time to try them while you're at, for the first time while you're there, but it would be good to have them for your certification. Snacks, water, towel, trying to think of if they gave you any sort of manual in the mail, or if you printed it off, bring that. If you have a heart rate monitor, maybe bring that. So make sure you're prepared in terms of what to bring, because that's always going to be what sets you up for success or failure, right, on the day. I would also suggest that you really try to meet people while you're there. So the people in your class, the instructor, kind of build a rapport, because it would be great to have those resources. Obviously, you always have the crew here for you, but if you have some local people that you can go to and even just bounce ideas off of, it would be really helpful, I think. So try to make some friends while you're there. Be open to that. I really, honestly, from what I remember, is they walk you through everything. They spoon feed it to you. So it's a lot of information overload, but it's not in a way that makes you nervous. I don't know if they do anymore, but I don't remember ever having to get up on the bike in front of class. I know a lot of certifications make you do that. I don't remember spinning making us do that. We just stayed in the class and the instructor was at the front the whole time. So it's really, it's a great place to learn. Think of it as a great opportunity. Soak in as much as you can, write down as much as you can, and be aware that you're going to leave there not remembering every single thing, because it's 9 hours. It's your entire instructor certification is crammed into that time, and it's overwhelming. So come here, ask questions afterwards. We're all here for you, and just enjoy it. You're doing what you love, and you're getting your certification. It's exciting. So let us know how it goes. I think it's a couple weeks from now, so you got some time. So if you have more questions before then, come here. But otherwise, you're good to go. You're prepped. All right, everyone. Any other questions? I don't know why I can never see the comments here. So if I see any when I hop off, I'll make sure I answer them either in the comments or next week. And make sure, again, if you didn't hear my message about the Cycle Poet method, you go back and watch the beginning, because it's big news for anyone who didn't love the price or wants a little bit less coaching. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.